Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo.
That didn't just happen.
Sure, the teams that won on Thanksgiving got to eat some turducken or whatever, but did they get to don their official AFC East champion hats after a Winter Wonderland game? I think not. This is the Mafia Minute. I am Magnum Mills here with Jamie G, and we are going to be breaking down that Winter Wonderland victory by the Bills over the 49ers. Thank you very much for checking out the show. The Mafia Minute is presented by Seize the Gap Fantasy Football. You can find us wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. We're on social media at Seize the Gap FF and on the web at mafiaminute.com. We try to keep it simple too, remember, just like the flaps, FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please make sure you hit the thumb. Jamie G, you are out of your turducken coma. We like that. Welcome back to the world of the living. And what a way to come back to the world, right? What a way to end your Thanksgiving weekend. How are you feeling after this one?
What a time to be a Bills fan. And look, if you are part of the Bills Mafia out there and you joined us as a fan after McDermott got here, after we drafted Josh Allen, that's okay. Welcome. But this is not normal. This level of success, this level of winning, this level of awesomeness is not something that happens with every sports team. It's not something that happens often in the NFL. Enjoy this moment, Bills Mafia. It's special, man. Mills, not only did we get to watch 2 weeks ago the Bills beat the Chiefs at home in legendary fashion, just a great game. We got the week off, and then we get the world got blessed with an awesome snow game on Sunday night. How cool was that, dude? And then we get total domination by the Bills at home. It was just awesome. It was just awesome. And it was just so great to see. And, every time I think my heart can't grow any more for Josh Allen, for how much I love him, he goes and does something like he did on Sunday night. And I have to love him even more, Mills. I didn't think I had this much love to give. For that, I'm eternally grateful.
Boy, this is a little awkward here because as we move into the news here, a little Bills on parade, and we don't really have much news that's not related to the game, except for the fact that JBG wasn't here when the official news came out that Josh Allen, his one and only, popped the question to Haley Steinfeld, who of course said yes, who would say no. How are you taking this one? Are you okay? Are people bringing you over chicken soup? Are you like, watching The Notebook or whatever? How are you coping with this?
It was hard at first, I'm not going to lie. On one hand, I'm so happy for him, but on the other hand, it was really hard to not be the one that gets to spend the rest of your life with Josh Allen. I'm just so glad that I get to spend it through the Bills. On a serious note, though, a lot of girlfriends, wives, fiancés have never felt more depressed. I mean, this was really bad. It happened in my house. It happened in houses all across Western New York and throughout Bills Mafia all over. We're like, damn, thought I still had a chance, and I've always been very clear. If you want to leave me for anybody, the only acceptable person is Josh Allen. So that was totally fine. As long as I got to be friends with him, I was willing to make that sacrifice. But all jokes aside, your boy's okay. I'm super happy for him. I was worried that it might be a distraction. We saw what happened earlier in the year with Dak Prescott getting engaged and then got absolutely played like trash against the Niners. But then I realized Josh Allen is way better than Dak Prescott, and I shouldn't have worried about those silly things. So all jokes aside, super happy for him. It was a beautiful picture. He knows how to do it. The guy does everything good. He's awesome.
Well, and I think we all understand your desire to be, like hetero life mates with Josh, kind of like a Jay and Silent Bob thing. My only question was like, which one of you would be Jay and which one of you would be Silent Bob? I know you're Jamie G, but would you necessarily be Jay in this scenario? Or, because Josh Allen feels like he would be the Jay and you would be the Silent Bob, maybe. No offense or whatever, but is that how you pictured it?
I think so, and I think I'd have to be the Batman to his Robin Hood. I just was like, dude, let's just buy a mansion and just be bros, man, and just hang out every day. Let's play video games. Let's compete at Madden. Let's go play golf. Let's smash beers. Like, that's kind of your boy's dream. And,
So
may or may not
basically
happen.
Billy Madison, but Josh Allen is one of Billy's friends, so they hang out at his big
Yes.
and, chase penguins around and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you could do worse. Like I could do worse in
I would
notes than
sign
that.
up. I would sign up for that. Honestly, if that's not going to happen, your best bet's probably just try to be their butler. So you can try butlering. You know what I mean? Maybe go for that. That's probably your only other chance. You just have to just ingratiate yourself into the family that way.
I'm working some angles.
Let's get into the game review, starting with the injury report, which somehow, miraculously, I'm knocking on the thing made of wood here. No new additions. We had a few players that missed week 13, most notably Keon Coleman with the wrist, Dalton Kincaid also with the wrist. I wonder what the Bills want for Christmas, maybe some wrist protectors. I don't know. And then you had two players who are still on IR, but we're getting some practices in defensive tackle Dwayne Carter, also with a wrist shocker there, and offensive tackle Tylen Grable. Wow, he's got an abdomen injury, also still on IR. Jamie G, any thoughts on any of these injured players? When do you think we'll get them back? I know that they will need to open up roster spots for Carter and Grable, so that could be a little bit of an issue. Any worry that they put Kincaid on IR? Any thoughts on these guys?
You know, Kincaid, Kincaid actually, I know there's a lot of risk going around. Cooper had the risk. Kincaid actually has a knee, but I think that was an injury with Kincaid where you thought it could be anywhere from 1 week to 5 weeks. It looks like it's tallying on the later side of that. I don't think they put him on IR because they've shown this earlier in the year with Bernard and other players where they just if they think it's within the window, they're going to err on the side of caution and keep him on the roster. I think he's probably a week or two away. Coleman, though, I really believe Coleman probably could have played in this game, but just all things considered with the weather, I think they really figured, hey, let's give him another week. It'll be a full month, and let him, be 100% coming back. I expect to see Coleman next week. It's nice to get Dwayne Carter back in practice. I think he'll be coming off IR this week or next and start to rotate back in. It'll be interesting. They did sign some other big bodies. I think he'll have to earn his way back into the playing rotation, but I think he will. He was playing pretty well before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, good problem to have here. And I think the key is, you're still obviously shooting for the big prize here, but with the AFC title in your pocket here, the East, you can at least take your time with these guys to make sure, you know what I mean? If they need the extra week, give them the extra week. Yes, you still want to win every game, absolutely, but you are fighting for the bigger picture here. So last thing you want to do is hurry one of these guys back for a game that winds up not mattering, and then you don't have them for the playoff run. So perhaps
Yeah.
exercise a little bit of caution. Let's take a look at the final score prediction. We had another close one, kind of on brand for what we usually do here. Buffalo 30, San Francisco 24, and another one where it wasn't quite right, but we're probably not going to complain, right? We had the 35 instead of the 30. Okie dokie, but the 49ers only put up 10 points. So again, it's not like we wanted them to score more points, so our final prediction would be more accurate. And it does suck that they lost Christian McCaffrey. That really seemed to take the wind out of their sails. You could just tell that the players, they were already kind of struggling with the weather. That McCaffrey injury hit, and you could just see it in their eyes. They were, Debo was out there fighting. Don't get me wrong, the players were playing, but they see him just looking up at the scoreboard and shaking their heads. They kind of knew what they were in for. So it is what it is. You take the win, and it's on to Los Angeles, and it's on to Jamie G's keys. You know my keys. We need to review the keys to victory from week 13. Jamie G, how do we do on these?
Yeah, key number one, capitalize on the absence of Trent Williams at left tackle. That's a big loss, man. Any team loses a left tackle, it's a big deal. But when you lose one of the better left tackles in all of football, it's a really big deal. This is a pass here, and honestly, I thought the conditions benefited the offensive lineman a little bit better. Really, it's because it's hard to cut, but really impressed here. The Bills, 4+ sacks. They only got two. We were shooting for 4+. We only got two, but considering that Purdy only had 22 dropbacks, sacked twice, pressured a bunch of others, I think we can call that a win. That's a passing grade. Key number two, we had to keep McCaffrey glued to the ground. We got a little help here from his injury, but I'm going to also grade this a pass. I mean, we can argue all day about what would have happened if McCaffrey didn't get hurt. He did. I mean, that's just what it is. And therefore, he was glued. That's a pass. I actually thought before he went out, he was getting good yardage. You also saw the Bills be able to run the football. It's not like it was just one team could do it, but he was getting good yardage. But he only finished with 2 receptions, 14 yards on 3 targets. Overall, not enough impact to change the outcome of the game. That is great. Key number three: control the ball, control the clock. This is a pass, Mills. We said the Bills would win if they won the turnover battle and the time of possession battles. Turnovers, Buffalo, we gave up 0. San Francisco, they gave up 3. That's pretty good where I come from. Time of possession, Buffalo, we had the ball 33 minutes, 27 seconds. San Francisco, only 26 minutes, 33 seconds. Really good there, too. That usually equates to a win, and in this case, it did. That is a pass. And then last, but certainly not least, everybody eats. Let James cook, and everybody can eat. Mills, this was a pass with flying colors here. Yeah, we wanted to see 20 touches out of Cook, especially in the snow game, but we'll take 15 touches for 120 total yards and a touchdown. We didn't, we just didn't need any more than that. And Cook and the rest of the starters, they 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 were out of there. I think it was 13 or 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So they didn't even really play the full fourth quarter, and we still got, 15 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. Pretty awesome stuff there, man. Scored 35 points in basically three quarters. Pretty great. I think all four clean sweep, break out the brooms, all four keys were passes.
All four keys. So it's one of those complicated Scooby-Doo locks or whatever. You got to put in all the keys and then turn them at the same time. Is this like the nuclear submarine or whatever? I'm not sure. That might be too complicated, but we like coming in hot. That's our thing. Complications are fun sometimes, and so are predictions. And we like our predictions like we like our buffalo wings at various degrees of heat. So we have a mild prediction, a medium prediction, and a hot one. Jamie G, how did we do on these last week?
This was a spicy mild because, it's getting cold up in Buffalo. Even the mild's got to have a little kick. We said everybody eats, and we meant it. Josh Allen will complete at least one pass to 8 different players. Not easy to do, Mills. I am proud and pleased to report this is a pass. He definitely got there with 8, but I actually think technically Josh Allen completed a pass to 9 different players if you include himself on one of the all-time great NFL plays ever in the snow for that scoring touchdown lateral pass back from Cooper. Just cool stuff, man. If you like the sport, how do you not like watching that? It's just, that was awesome. So that's a pass, Mills. The medium, again, we said it, Buffalo will force a turnover again. And Mills, I am so happy to report for the 12th consecutive game, 12 games in a row, the Bills forced not one, not 2, but 3 turnovers. We got there again, 12 games in a row. That was a pass with flying colors. Feels pretty good there. And then coming in hot, baby. The Bills will score 30-plus points. Mills, for the 6th consecutive game, the Bills scored 30-plus points with 35 points while taking their starters out for the entirety of the fourth quarter. Pass. Another clean sweep, baby. That feels damn good.
We like that. I was a little disappointed they didn't land on 30 exactly for the fourth week in a row, but what are you going to do? Anything else in particular we haven't touched on about the game you'd like to point out?
I thought the Bills were really smart with how they approached this game. They went heavy, bringing in the extra linemen on over 67% of their snaps on offense. I thought that was really smart. They got physical, and that's where you see some of the success they had in the running game. I thought the other thing that they did pretty well was they didn't force it, but when they needed to, I thought the passes were there. They didn't totally change their offense here, but they did enough to be able to perform in that weather, and it gave me confidence if they face another team in that weather, they're going to be able to have some success with it based on what they did offensively. But I thought the addition of going big and bringing in the extra lineman on over 67% of snaps was pretty substantial, and it worked for him.
Yeah, go big or go home, baby, especially in those conditions. And that's something that could be a big factor in the playoffs, too. You like to have that card to play in your back pocket. So it be as multifaceted on offense as possible. And I have a feeling what this is going to be, Jamie G, but I'm still going to need your Mafia moment from the game, your favorite moment. I think there is one in particular that stands out in a game full of great moments, but it's up to you to make it official. Give us your Mafia moment from week 13.
Let's see. Should I do the Taylor Rapp punch out of Juice at the goal line and then the fumble from? Nah, you know what? I'm going to go with the incredible play by Josh Allen. First of all, he throws the it's not a great pass. It's one of his worst passes. He throws it to Cooper. Cooper somehow catches it, ladders it back to him, throws it back to Allen. Allen catches it, runs it in for a diving touchdown. in the snow. It was absolutely fucking incredible. I jumped through the roof. It was an amazing moment. Such a cool play, dude. I don't know how anybody who likes the sport of football doesn't like watching this guy. He's an absolute maniac. He's awesome, and it's so fun to watch. He's just running over players at 6'5". He's handsome as the devil. He's awesome at football, and he's winning for the Buffalo Bills. Life is great. Mills, incredible moment there. That will play when he gets elected in the Hall of Fame one day, and I think that will play at the end of the year on the Himmies, and certainly it's an MVP worthy play.
It was very worthy. I don't even know if Wayne and Garth would be allowed to watch it. And, we need to also get your Mafia MVP. I get a feeling that there might be a little bit of a tailgating effect going on here between the moment and the MVP. But once again, it's up to you to make it official. Who is the Mafia MVP for the win over the 49ers?
Jimbo Cook was absolutely worthy of this. And Jimbo, any other day I would give it to you, brother, but I have got to give it to Josh Allen. He absolutely, and for those of you that are Bills fans but didn't grow up in Western New York and aren't familiar with the phenomenon of lake effect snow, like to go out there and be able to even see through that, that was borderline whiteout. It was crazy. Dude, for him to be able to not even really have that big of an effect on how he ran this offense is remarkable, dude. It's absolutely remarkable. He was incredible. I think he was 15 to 17, 170 yards or something. The touchdown pass, ran two in, caught one. First quarterback in NFL history to run one, throw one, and catch one. All of it, all the goodness, all the awesomeness. Enjoy it. Don't take it for granted. Never let the world take it for granted. Remind everybody how every day how damn awesome and impressive he is and what this team is. But I got to give it to Josh Allen. Make it official.
And I don't think anyone can really argue with that. And I appreciate you not going the whole, it was really the whole team the whole time or the fans or whatever. You gave it to your guy. I appreciate you showing some conviction there. And we need to break down the results from our Bills bets from last weekend. And we had the right parts of this one, it looks like. I had James Cook, 80 plus rushing yards. That was a nice, easy, almost got there on one run. Had that one done in the first half. So that was 100 Bills bucks to bring home 255. We enjoy that. JBG went back to the well. I don't know if he figured it would happen exactly the way it did, but it doesn't matter because it happened. Josh Allen, 2+ passing touchdowns. He got there, did not have one being to himself, but it doesn't matter. Pays out the same. $100 brought home $200. That baby was even, Steven. Not too shabby. And then we had our tripod, our 3-leg single game parlay. Got there with the James Cook anytime touchdown score. Unfortunately, didn't get the over on the Josh Allen combo nards because quite frankly, the Bills just didn't need to do anything. They kept handing it off. It was working, so we'll take that out. And then we had the over 4.5 Christian McCaffrey receptions. Looked like that probably would have hit had he played the whole game, but he didn't, so it didn't. That means on the season, we are up about 674 Bills bucks being held up by our tripods. We're up about 625 on those. Jamie G's leading the way on his wagers. He's up about 247, and I'm down about 197, despite only having one last win. That's because Jamie G at that big Dawson Knox anytime wager, so maybe we can get another one of those. We will see. And then as far as our draft Joshes, our Draftkings review, again, this was a weird game. You pretty much needed to have Josh Allen, James Cook in there, throw in Ray Davis, the Bills defense, probably Jordan Mason on the other side, maybe Mac Hollins, that kind of thing. You got a real stew going. So we had the top parts right in Josh Allen and James Cook, but unfortunately between the injuries and the weather, it was a real tough one. If you managed to profit off of that, that is spectacular. Good for you. Drop it in the comments. Show us those green screens. We love the green when it's money. That's the only color green. Otherwise, just the blue and the red and the Zubaz flavor especially. But otherwise, we like green money. Cold money too. Cash, cold and hard. That's the way to go. And our Mafia Mannequin is our mascot of the show, and he's going to be cold and hard because he's out there in Tailgate Village all season long. And if you've never seen the show before, we're basically doing a reverse Major League thing, whereas in that movie, every time they won a game, they took an article of clothing off a mannequin. In this case, every time the Buffalo Bills get a win, we're putting something on our Mafia Mannequin. And he started out just as a naked mannequin in some Bills boxer shorts. Since then, he's got himself some Josh Allen Dollar socks. He's got some Labatt Zubaz beers. He's got an ocelot named Babu. He's got a diamond chain. He's got a Zubaz cape because he's a superhero. He's got the beard of Ryan Fitzmagic, the aviator shades of Tom Cruise, even a chicken wing hat for boot. He's even got a table. You can dive through it. You can put stuff on it. Choice is up to you. Jamie G, I've laid it all out. You're looking at the guy. What else does he need? What's his reward for this victory?
Well, Mills, it's getting cold. We saw that snow game. He was chilly out there. But we're doing a whole thing here with the era of Bills that almost got us to the playoffs but couldn't get us over the hump. And we got to give a shout out, in my opinion, to one of the all-time greats. You put him on this roster, boy, it would be a pleasure to have him. I loved him. Make no mistake, I'm going with number 22, Freddie Jackson. Now, you might look at this and say, oh, 22, that's Ray Davis. No. I love Ray Davis. Ray Davis, I love you. Keep being great. This is Freddie Jackson. You can notice the subtlety of the jersey. We got the Fitz beard with the Fred X. He delivers the Freddie Jackson jersey here. Shout out Freddie Jackson, dude. He in the Hall of Fame. He had 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards running, and 1,000 yards in the return game all in one season. He was awesome, just played on a bad team. But shout out to those guys who paved the way, who kept us happy during the dark years so we can enjoy these great years even more. Cheers to you, Freddie Jacks.
Freddie Jackson, alumnus of Coe College?
Coe College, that's right.
What I thought, digging in the crates for that one, and we will be digging in the crate soon to come up with a preview for this cross-country matchup at the Rams. I think the last time the Bills were there was to open the season up right after the Rams won the Super Bowl. And if you don't have Gabe Davis, who will be getting the 3-touchdown game this time? Tune in and find out. Thanks again for checking out the Mafia Minute, presented by Caesar Gap Fantasy Football. Find us wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. We're on social media at Caesar Gap FF and on the web at MafiaMinute.com. Very simple and easy to remember, just like those flaps, FLAPS. Very crucial to our success. Follow, like, and please subscribe. I'm Magnum Mills, and JBG's doing the hype man thing. Flavor us out of here, brother.
You know what, Bills Mafia, enjoy it. It was incredible. The world got blessed with an all-time great game, and we got to enjoy a 35-10 win in the snow. And maybe if you're not a Bills fan, maybe you're a little bit bored, but either way, it was super cool to watch, and we're Bills fans, so that's why we're here. Enjoy it, and remember, when it's too tough for them, it's just right for us. Go Bills. Enjoy this one. We'll see you next time to get you hyped up for Week 14. The Rams coming up around the corner. We'll see you then. Go Bills.